Welcome back to the Locked On Fantasy Hockey Podcast, people, with Steele and Flip, and it's time to get very, very serious. We have hockey back. We are doing a draft with our listeners live on air today. All kinds of special reaction and breakdowns. Thank you for joining us. Let's get right to it.
You're Locked On Fantasy Hockey, your daily podcast on fantasy hockey. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back inside the lab, everybody, to potentially the most special episode of the Locked On Fantasy Hockey Podcast yet. We are diving right into an on-air draft with our listeners, with the fans and supporters of this podcast, which honestly, Steele, you and I can agree. We disagree on a lot of things, but we can agree that we wouldn't be doing this without the support and the love of our fans. So thank you so much for making us your first listen every single day and for jumping in this draft with us, people. Steele, we got 10 fans going toe-to-toe with us. We're throwing a little money down on this. We're going to break this into a few episodes because we have a 12-person league here. We are drafting people. 3 centers, 3 left wings, 3 white rings, 4 D-men, a utility spot, 2 goalies, and 4 bench spots, Steele. I know you're excited. I'm excited. 35 seconds to the first draft. First pick, I'm 5th. You're 11th. Let's do this.
Yes. Look, this is a very exciting time for both of us. Like you said, the fact that at this point we have over 500 subscribers. We finally reached our goal, Flip, by the way. So thanks again for all the people that have subscribed, that have followed us, have tuned into all the episodes. Appreciate all the love and support out there. We're 10 seconds away from the live draft. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's just 10 seconds away from loading in, and then it kicks in another 2 minutes. But we're very, very close. We're very, very close. But Flip, it's Thanksgiving week. We're going.
Hey,
we're going.
It is Thanksgiving weekend, so shout out to all the Canadian Thanksgivers out there. But yeah, we're already picked deep. First pick off the clock, Steele. What happened here?
Connor McDavid.
People who have listened to this podcast can't come into this draft, Steele, and not take Connor McDavid because I believe, you know what? I'm going to show love to you. You're the commish in this league. You might have had to boot the man who didn't take Connor McDavid first overall. But hey, people, this is serious business here. Connor McDavid is about to do something special. I can't help but feel that. You agree, don't you, Steele?
Yeah, he is going to do something special. He does something special every single season.
You know what I mean? Sorry. I mean, output-wise.
Oh, output-wise, yes. Yeah, he has to be the first overall pick. You know, this is also the league where we are doing positional. It's not just forwards and defensemen. So again,
thank you.
In those mock drafts we did, we saw Leon Draisaitl go first overall because he has that dual eligibility of playing center and left wing.
Well, Steele, I don't want to take away from the eligibility point, which obviously holds true in a lot of leagues. Okay. But I like bringing, we also have an auto draft situation going on in our league very early. So, you know, shout out to our fans, but I'm also going to chirp them because who are coming into this serious league talking a lot of smack as well, Steele. And now we have people auto-drafting. I don't know if I'm comfortable with this.
Hey, Alex Ovechkin, 2nd overall. That's pretty high.
They are obviously not listening. So I'm on the board here, Steele. 5th pick. I want to talk this out a bit. I have 50 seconds here. Igor Shesterkin is on the board. But there is also something to be said about that spark we saw from your boy Kaprizov. I don't need to break down anything. He's on the board at 5th overall. I am comfortable taking him here in this draft. He is going to have a special season, and I'm taking him.
I was trying to find my Kaprizov jersey as well because I wanted to toss it on for this episode, and all my stuff is packed away in boxes. I'm moving in 2 days. I'm on the road to Vancouver.
Wow,
everything's in boxes right now.
I can't believe. So look, people, if you're along for this ride with Steele and I, Steele's moving out west. I'm getting married in 2 weeks. We are still dedicated to this show and doing our research, but Kaprizov is a solid selection here, Steele. I'm more interested in what you're going to do at the 11th spot. And I know a lot of drafts have already gone down this season, but there's still more to be going on. So if you're still tuned in and you have a couple drafts to come, make sure you're seeing what's going on here because Steele's in a tricky little spot here in 11th. So I'm intrigued to see what you're going to do here, pal.
I'll wait up till we get to my draft pick. It already looks like you're getting chirped a little bit, Flip. Austin wants you to take Seth Jarvis a little early here.
See, but this is the difference,
They're
Steele,
tuning
between
in.
people who are listening and people who are not. Because who they should be chirping is whoever just took Alex Ovechkin.
Second overall.
Second overall. Maybe that, you know what? That must have been the auto draft. It must have been.
I don't think it was, actually. I think he was here. He might have just had him queued up very, very early.
Hey,
but
hold on. We're not going to try and out anyone, but I am going to try and out someone. Who is this here? Fourth line bangers. Hey, look, Steele. This is on the fly, and that's one of those things we should mention is this episode and next episode is going to be fast and furious because we are doing this draft live on air with 10 other people. So bear with us, and thank you so much for holding us down. Don't forget that subscribe button's out there, and it's itching to be hit. And straight up and down, Steele and I see you people, 500 subscribers, and we don't miss it, and we appreciate it, and we're just getting started, and so is Steele. 2 picks to come. Dude, I can't help it. I want to chirp you. Like, I hope you make some mistakes here because our last mock draft, and if you missed it, go check it out, I was a little bit doo-doo, so I hope you slip on this one.
Look, I've done a lot of these fantasy drafts over the last many seasons, many years. I've already done 3 fantasy drafts so far. This will be my 4th fantasy draft. I feel like every single team I've drafted so far has looked really good on paper. It's all about producing now. Yeah, it's my turn. Nikita Kucherov has been taken.
Look, you're angry now. You're angry.
He was my top Q. That's who I was looking at. I don't like taking a goalie first.
You're going to have to, though. You're going to have to, I'd say.
I'm going to have to do it. I'm looking at the skaters. I'm looking at, the forwards. If Vasillevskiy's on the board at 11, I have to take him. It's just it has to be done. I don't like taking goalies first, though. I don't like doing that.
Look, this is a deep league, and you're going to be right back up on the clock, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut here. But you absolutely had to do something there. That was a bit unorthodox that you might not have to do. The only other thing I may have done there, Steele, is gone D-men, but you're back up, so let's hear what you're doing here.
Look, two of the guys I had in my queue just got taken. This guy's listening to the podcast. Brady Tkachuk taken first in the 2nd round.
Yes.
That's what should be done. Brady Tkachuk. Great pick. I'm going to go with someone we've talked a little bit about as well for the Colorado Avalanche. It's Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah.
I think that is a solid pick right there. I need a top forward right now. I've already got my top goaltender. This is the first year I've ever had Vasillevskiy. I can't believe he actually dropped to 11, but
hey, we said, I literally, the words just came out of my mouth. You really, 11th spot may have been I'm going to say worse out of what you could have gotten in terms of selections, because I would have straight up taken 12th, because then at least you can fire 2 in a row, and I know you basically did that. But 11th, dude, is a really tough spot, and I'll say this, though, about Mikko Rantanen. The Colorado Avalanche are, if you read into them, expected to have some regression. Mikko Rantanen is a special offensive player, and I understand the depth in Colorado might be more of an issue this year because of the loss of Nazem Kadri, but do not sleep on my boy Alex Newhook's ability to support, because the Colorado Avalanche are going to still score a ton of goals. Bowen Byram, Cale Makar, Devin Taves. Everyone can hold up on all this disrespect for the Colorado Avalanche. Because also, Steele, you and I talked about this. Outcomes in the standings, okay, Colorado may be less points, but fantasy-wise, these guys are still studs.
Yeah, and look, for me, I've talked about this. I believe that the New York Rangers coming into this season will be
By the way, I'm
team.
Up in 3 here. I'm getting heated.
You're getting heated. Hey, who you looking at, though? Who you looking at right now?
Oh, my goodness. Marit Seider off the board. Now I'm really rattled because I was looking to add a young D-man, and you know how I feel about that. But Steele, I got to go to a goaltender because things are about to get real thin in this league. With 12 people in the league, all of a sudden you're going to head into that 2nd and 3rd and 4th tier of goalie. We talked about waiting. I don't have the patience to wait. I see 2 names on the board here in Sorokin and Jari that I'm comfortable taking with my next pick, which comes up in 2. But I know one of the goalies is going to go off the board here. Watch it be Sorokin.
It probably most likely will.
The Marner next.
Most likely will be Sorokin off the board goalie-wise. There's also Tristan Jarry and Connor Hellebuyck who are pretty high up there.
Marner and Tkachuk were just taken, and I'm going to take with my second pick, which is second round, 20th overall. I'm going to go with Sorokin. I got to take a good goalie because, yes, sir, because things are going to get real thin here, Steele. That's what I'm worried about.
And we talked about Sorokin. A lot of people don't have the Islanders making the playoffs this year, getting a lot of wins, but the stats are still there for Sorokin. And it doesn't matter fantasy-wise, except for the wins.
This is just it. And you know what? That might be a mistake because, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. The Metro division is stacked. That's the main issue here. Because if they are maybe over in the Western Conference, which I know is like we're all hypotheticals here right now, they're in much better shape. But look, Ilya Sorokin, other than the wins category, has got you. And if they even do a little bit better than last year,
and they will for sure.
Yeah, and I think so too, Steele. Look, hindsight's 2020, but how much would we have been sold in on Sorokin if they were able to add a Nazem Kadri in the offseason or anything of any substance? Because, they maybe were the biggest one of the biggest misses of the offseason. They did basically nothing.
They didn't do anything whatsoever, and that was obviously the biggest miss. And that's the thing they've struggled with the last couple of seasons is they don't have that offensive ability. They really expect that out of Matthew Barzal, but over the last 4 seasons, he hasn't got past 20 goals.
Even that big contract. The book's out on Barzal because sometimes that guy is special. Here, let's just recap a couple of picks here after Sorokin went for me. Victor Hedman's off the board in the second round. David Pastrnak off the board and Artemi Panarin. I'm fine with all of those selections, Steele. Yes. These are some of those things that, hey, you can do your research and understand that names are names, but Victor Hedman, David Pastrnak, Artemi Panarin, you don't need to watch much hockey to know that these guys bring it, fantasy or otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, Panarin was probably the next guy I was looking at.
I love Panarin, dude.
I love Panarin on my team.
He is special.
Obviously, I think he can get up to close to 90 points, 100 points this upcoming season. That's how confident I am in the New York Rangers.
100 is really a little brash, but 90 for sure.
Yeah, but that's how much confidence I have in this Rangers organization this upcoming season. I've been saying it for so long.
I'll give you that. That makes sense. Hey, I am just a little bit concerned about when teams have everything seems to be going in the direction for the New York Rangers.
Yeah.
That usually never works. Maybe this is because I'm a degenerate gambler and you got burned so many times. Flip has that traumatic past. Whenever everything smells good, looks good, too good to be true, it usually is. But Artemi Panarin is the real deal. Kyle Connor here, Steele, taken. John Carlson, great pick. We talked about just very quickly, though, the goaltending market here because we do have a 12-person league. The top tier D market is about to get thin as well. Yeah. So I have a forward, Kaprizov. I have Sorokin. Hey, we're going to be breaking this down into at least 2 episodes, Steele, because we're going to be here all night. I only have one adult beverage next to me. I should have brought a few more. But in terms of my next pick, and I want your opinion on this, I think I have to go with a D-man. I know there's a lot of forward positions, but I'm going to go with a D-man. What do you think about that?
Look, that's what I do. That's what always my strategy has been is to go forward, defense, goalie in the third round. Obviously, I'm switching things up on the fly because of my 11th picks spot right now. I went Vasillevskiy first, then I picked my forward. I'm looking at a defense next as well. It feels like I haven't picked in ages, so I'm very eager to get to my next pick because I'm eyeing someone right now. I think you're eyeing this guy as well, so hopefully, I don't want to say who it is, but I think you're eyeing him. Hopefully you're on the clock right now.
I know, and this is where things are going to get a little out of hand for me because I've done so many drafts now that my mind is a little bit foggy. And hey, look, there's something to be said too about too much hype. I don't think there's any hype around a player in Adam Fox that I'm going to take on the blue line. He is going to be solid again.
I knew it.
Well, he was the top D-man there. You know, like you and I would have
know.
probably taken him, or someone would have.
Yeah.
Wow, Flip. Now I'm getting chirped for this. You know what?
Yeah, see? Yeah, no, look, he's not
that hurt. Okay.
Okay.
People,
that was a good
we're
selection.
reading off live reactions for you in the chat. If you are not subscribed and watching on YouTube, we feel you. But if you do have the opportunity, hop over into the YouTube realm and drop us a subscribe so you're not missing it. Steele is on the clock in 2 more picks. And I don't know where you're headed, but I think from what you just said, it's got to be a D-man for you as well, no?
Look, after Adam Fox, I've got back-to-back picks, so I think I can wait on the defenseman right now, depending on who goes in these next 2 picks. But I'm eyeing a forward right now. But yes, I'm going to have to make a defensive selection with my next 2 picks because I don't have one yet.
We got to pay these bills, baby. And if you haven't tried the Built Bar Puffs just yet, you are depriving yourself of one of life's greatest joys. And guess what? They have a brand new flavor. It's delicious, and it is indulgent cookie dough. It's covered in 100% real chocolate, and it is going to be your new favorite. It is all the joys of eating cookie dough without the hassle of making it, people. The people at Built have done it again. Run to Built.com, snag yourself a box for the fam, or stash it for yourself for a perfect late night treat. Just like all other Built bars, they are delicious and healthy for you, and that means you don't need to feel guilty about crushing them all the time. You are going to have a new favorite with the cookie dough chunk puff, whether you need a new snack for your workout or that late night treat I mentioned. Go to Built.com, use Locked On, the promo code LOCKEDON15, and get yourself 15% off your order. That is promo code LOCKEDON15 at Built.com. This is going to be a tricky league, Steele. And maybe, people would be like, oh, after the draft is done, because Flip's team is Garbo, it's going to be a tricky draft. Here's my 20 donation. 12-team league, and you and I are doing this on the fly. This is tricky, and I'm going to let you do your picks, and then I'm going to explain my strategy for mine.
I'm up right now. This is the guy I'm adding. Dual eligibility, Steven Stamkos. He played 78 games, or he played 81 games last year. He was healthy. He was on fire. 42 goals, 64 assists. I got to go. I don't think he's going to put up the numbers, and obviously looking at the projections, he's not getting the same amount of goals, and he's dropping in assists, but he's still going to be playing at a high level with Nikita Kucherov and Braden Point on that top line. One of the best lines in the league right now. Steven Stamkos, another forward. He's got that dual eligibility, center and right wing. So that's what I'm taking right now.
And he is motivated. You remember those quotes at the end of last season. He didn't like that disrespect. You're back up on the clock, though. I like a motivated Steven Stamkos alongside Braden Point and Nikita Kucherov. Also, not one of the best lines, maybe the best line. Steele's back up. Let's hear it.
Look, Tim Stützle in the first pick in round 4. I think that's a little high from salary arbitration. I think it's a little high. Maybe round 5. I know a lot of people are high on this kid, but let's go back to my pick. I need a defenseman. I've talked about this guy a lot. I really do think if he stays healthy, he's going to have to be my top defenseman because Aaron Ekblad, Florida Panthers.
You're playing with fire here, Steele.
I am playing with fire with that selection.
We don't really know what the Florida Panthers... We know they're going to be good. I just don't know what's going to come from that blue line because there's also some opportunities, and you've spoken about some of them. I believe you are sold pretty in deep on your boy Forsling. There are some of those other D-men who could step up around him and maybe eat some minutes. That's where I'm a little bit concerned. But also, I need to ream off some of the reaction for these other picks. Jack Hughes was just taken in the 3rd round at the 9th pick in the 3rd round.
Way high, way too high.
So when you're chirping Tim Stützle in his position, I think we should have been focused on Mr. Tim Demko's. I don't know. Jack Hughes, again, you might be playing with fire there. I also don't 100% agree with Aaron Ekblad, that selection, Steele. Look, is he an excellent NHLer? 100%. Is he one of the better two-way defensemen when he's healthy? I would say we can agree on that too.
Yes.
It's just, and I don't mean to be a broken record, But maybe for me, I know you've mentioned your teams you can't put a finger on. I just don't know Florida what they're going to do. Like, are they going to be great? Or are they going to be Jose Garbajosa? I really just don't know. And there
Look,
are
they're
some.
they're still gonna be a great team.
You're right. You're right.
We
I'm
did
just look.
we did our rankings. I had Toronto first, Tampa second.
You're
Florida's
right.
gonna be third in the Atlantic.
The
For me, that's no
Ekblad
question.
selection, I just kind of had to. I got to trip you at some point, Steele, because
Look, it is a bold selection. I usually won't go that high with Aaron Ekblad, but look, he's the top defenseman for Florida. He's gonna be the top power play defenseman for them as well. Like you mentioned before, I like Gustav Forsling, but he's a way later pick because he doesn't get any power play or penalty kill time.
Oh,
that's
no,
the only problem.
No, for sure. And I'm not trying to compare them to drafting them in the same realm. I'm just, I'm just kind of highlighting the fact that you mentioned those players as potential step outs. And if they do step out, Aaron Ekblad, he is not one of those guys that is going to eat less minutes because those guys are that good. Anyway, I'm getting carried away, Steele, because I'm looking at too many things flying off the board, including a few comments here in the chat. This is a wild start to the draft.
It has been a wild start.
We have Svechnikov going off the board. We have Gensel off the board. Elias Pettersson off the board, and now Brent Burns. And, just to circle back before I am on the clock, all I was trying to say was I think there was some better pieces out there that you could have waited on maybe with Ekblad. But we will see very soon, my friend, because hockey is back, people, and we are back. My pick coming up here. Thank you for tuning into this draft for the Locked On Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I got 40 seconds. Steele, I am all over the map now. I want to go up top. I want to go back to the D. I'm worried about the goaltending so bad, and I see an opportunity here to snipe another goaltender because I want to shelve this position because after this, watch 20 more picks go in the goaltending position.
Yeah.
I have Tristan Jarry, Georgiev, Ottinger, Kemper, Hellebuck. Where do you think I'm going? I got 10 seconds. I got to go with Tristan Jarry. Okay, I think the Penguins are going to win some games this year, Steele. And now I'm comfortable with my two goalies that I have in Sorokin and Jarry.
Yeah, look, two goalies from the Metropolitan Division as well. So, again, like you said, stacked division. I think I'm going to take a little bit of time for my next goaltender. I'm really comfortable with Andrei Vasillevskiy being the second best goalie in the league behind Igor Shesterkin. But Vasillevskiy is one of the best goalies in the league right now. I think I can wait a little bit for my second goalie.
Maybe it's because we are fired up for this live.
We just saw three goalies in a row go.
What did I say? And this is not being live broadcast, but Steele, this is a competitive nature in me. I want to disagree with what you're saying, but you are right with the Vasilevsky angle now. You're pretty set with your number one choice, stud, and now with all those goalies off the board, why would you burn? What did you say, sorry?
I said, dang it, because Evander Kane just got choked. That was my next pick.
Why would you burn an too early pick when you can now wait? So I'm with you on this angle. Evander Kane, Darcy Kemper. Okay.
Evander Kane was my next pick. I'm not going to lie. That was a guy that I was eyeing in the fifth round.
It's the fourth round. Darcy Kemper is now going off the board. This is one of those angles, though, which we were just talking about.
Yeah.
If that's what's going now, you could have waited for a quality of Darcy Kemper probably for another 2 rounds.
Yes. That's what happens when one goalie goes. It's a snowball effect. They continue to go off the board. Evander Kane was who I was looking at for my 5th round selection here, but now I've got to look over and figure out where I'm going to go now, where I'm going to go next.
Hey, look, Evander Kane is going to have an effective season for the Edmonton Oilers, who are going to score a lot of goals. Steele, the thing that concerns me when it comes to looking at the Edmonton Oilers is I'm worried about the overall confidence because of what they've been through. Yeah. If one thing goes wrong in Edmonton, I have a feeling the things come unglued quickly. I don't know if that's a bold take or a bad one, but that's how I look at this situation in Evander Kane gets off to a bad start. I feel like he's going off the rails. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things, but it's still a good pick. That's my, out of the pocket, out of the box take
Yeah.
on the season this year.
I agree with that too, but when he's playing alongside either
Yes.
Connor
Yes.
McDavid or Leon
Oh, of
Draisaitl,
course.
I think getting him in this round is probably the best move to go.
Well,
Flip,
here we go.
You're up in 2 picks now. Who are you looking at?
Hey, I got to go back up front, Steele. Now this is where things get real interesting. I'm looking at Nick Suzuki, Josh Norris, Patrick Laine, Jason Robertson, recently signed,
Yes.
Drake Batherson. There are some interesting names here on the top of the board. I have to go back up top to a forward. I don't have any centers. I don't have any right wings. There is a lot of teams in this league, Steele. Things are about to get grimy. Like, we have just started this league. We thought this might be 1 or 2 episodes.
It could
We
be
might
3
be
or
here
4.
all week, pal. Like, seriously, my voice is already cracking, but I got to go with a forward. I need to start stacking some offensive studs while they are still up here on the board. Jason Robertson, like I said, Patrick Laine, who I know you love this season for good reasons.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him very hard, actually, Steele, right now. Patrick Laine, I think, might do something real special. Oh, I'm stuck here, Steele. Honestly, give me a hot minute. I don't know if this is going to be a
You've
bad
got 40
listen
seconds.
on-
You've got a little time.
I don't know if this is going to be a bad listen on the audio side of things, so stick with us, people, and that's my bad if it is. I'm bouncing between Suzuki and Batherson. I'm bouncing between Laine. Laine has dual eligibility. Batherson as well. I'm taking Patrick Laine. I think he's going to have a very special season.
Damn it, Flip. That was who I was eyeing too. No, it's okay. That's okay. That is a great selection in my opinion.
We understand putting a good player with another good player. We don't have to watch a lot of hockey to think that that's going to go well. But Johnny Gaudreau is a special player in the regular season.
Yeah.
And he chose to go here. He clearly couldn't deal with the pressure out in Calgary. So I actually think he might have another huge season. And why not Patrick Laine be the benefit? Also, Boone Jenner in the middle. Don't sleep on his ability to be that guy who just needs to stand in the background and feed the puck around a little bit. Dual eligibility also, Steele. So my bad that I took Patrick Laine, but I'm feeling that pick.
It's completely fine. It's completely fine. That's who I was eyeing next for my next selection. I'm up in 3 picks. I'll let you know who I'm eyeing right now, and you've mentioned him actually is Johnny Gaudreau. I'm thinking about that, but I don't have a left winger now, so I might be taking Johnny Gaudreau with my next selection.
Okay,
but I'm also eyeing a couple of other players as well. William Nylander has that dual eligibility. I'm also looking at Jack Eichel too. I really like Jack Eichel this upcoming season. I still think Vegas is a bubble team. They're going to be finishing perhaps outside of the playoff spot or a wild card, maybe the second wild card spot.
Yeah,
I really do think Jack Eichel is going to have a good season.
We've spoken about teams we can't fully put our finger on. I think we can both agree that the Vegas Golden Knights and Jack Eichel would be in that category.
Yeah.
We know that I think that it's fair to say they're going to be better. COVID ravaged them, a bunch of serious injuries. If they can stay even remotely healthy, they have enough talent. Blue line is very solid as well, but that Robin Leonard injury, Steele, that could fully derail what happens there. But I don't think Jack Eichel is going to be on the board very much longer, to be honest.
And I don't think he will be, and that's why I'm trying to snag him up right now.
I'm looking down this ranking, and I don't know, maybe I'm slacking in the Mac in here, but was Eichel already taken? Why can't I see Jack Eichel?
No, he's still on the board right now. He's still on the board. He's ranked 85th. His ADP is 51.
I see him.
So, his average draft pick right now is in this round.
You're on the board, brother.
Look, and that's who I'm going with. I really like Jack Eichel in this position. I think it's a great move in to end round 5 with my fifth? Oh, dang it, Morgan Riley was my next defensive selection. So
off the board.
Thank you so much for making the Locked On Fantasy Hockey Podcast your first listen every single day. Don't forget, we are free and available on all podcast platforms, which also includes YouTube. So make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit the follow button. Flip and I appreciate all the love and support out there. If you have any bets on the hockey games to start the regular season, good luck with your money out there. And we shall see you back here again tomorrow for more of the Fantasy Hockey Draft.